what a night. Oh gosh, what a night. I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good. I feel good, cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about. Feel good.
Sakase, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media. You're listening to Goal Diggin with Dagmar, and I'm your host, Dagmar D'Amour, your Carolina's agent. Unlock your dream home with me, award-winning realtor and author of the critically acclaimed book, The Complete Guide to Buying a Home. Get the best buying, selling, and investment advice to find your dream property. Call 704-750-0088 or visit yourcarolinasagent.com. That's yourcarolinasagent.com, unlocking the home of your dreams. Today's show is being brought to you by Physician in the Kitchen. Dr. Monique is the author of the best-selling vegan cookbook, Doc Fix My Plate. The Physician in the Kitchen's prescriptions for your healthy meal makeover. Get your copy on sale now at docfixmyplatebook.com. For more information, follow on all social media at Physician in the Kitchen, helping busy households enjoy healthy eating without impacting their hectic schedules. Lakertisha Slade-McIver is the proud Mary Kay sales director of those McIver Motivated Millionaires. She graduated with honors from North Carolina A&T with a bachelor's degree in business management. Tish joined Mary Kay as a senior in college to help her pay some of her expenses and because she wanted to make some extra shoe money, because we all need extra shoe money.
Absolutely.
After graduation, she moved back to Charlotte where she met and married Javon McIver, her faithful and supportive husband. Tish and Javon are the proud parents of 7 children. Tish has never been afraid of hard work. She taught high school full-time as she earned her MBA in Human Resource Management from the University of Phoenix. Tish makes no excuses when it comes to working her Mary Kay business. She credits her children as the reason why. In addition to her already full plate, while she and her husband were attending and completing their degrees simultaneously, Tish decided to become a Mary Kay sales director and won her 8th free car. With focus and determination, Tish has amassed many accolades, including 20 gold medals for recruiting, a part-time career in professional modeling, a second master's degree in information systems and technology, and success as an accomplished author, motivational speaker, and business coach. Tish, I'm so delighted to have you here.
First of all, I want to say thank you, and I am honored. You are such a fantastic woman.
Oh, thank you.
You're a great mom. You're a great friend. And most importantly, you are a wonderful entrepreneur. So thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for being here. You know, you're the proud mother of 7. And
Yes.
they are the driving force behind all that you do. So I'm going to give you a moment to brag on them right now before we get into the interview.
Okay. What I will say is motherhood comes without rules.
Absolutely.
There is not a book that you can write to have everything that you need to do to become a great mom, right? So my children are my why. Most people, when you find your why, you'll never, ever consider it hard work again, right?
Mm-hmm.
My why are my children. Sometimes people make excuses for them not to succeed and for them not to do things, but my children are the reason why I do everything that I do.
That's great.
I love them. Twin girls, Brianna and Kaylee. They are 28. Nicholas, our son, he's 26. Our daughter Jasmine is 24.
Wow.
She's at NC State. She just graduated from North Carolina, the illustrious North Carolina A&T State University. She actually has 2 degrees, working on her 3rd, but the 2 degrees that she has is animal science and veterinary medicine. She wants to become a vet.
Okay.
And I'm really excited. She's at NC State now, and she's pursuing her veterinarian degree. Then I have Jalen. He is at North Carolina A&T. You see what I'm doing here, right? You see what I'm doing,
Keep it in
building
the
legacy.
family. Yes.
But he graduates next year, and he is a wonderful businessman. Started out at A&T as an electrical engineer, and he has decided to change his major to business management and information systems and technology. Then Javon Jr., he is at Lenore Ryan full football scholarship.
Oh,
I
wow.
really enjoy sports. I'm a girly girl, but I love sports. Football, we talked about that. Basketball, we talked about that. But yeah, and his passion is criminal justice, and he also has a desire to become what are those CIS people?
Criminal, the
What is the
investigative,
name of the major? I think it is
forensic science.
Forensic science, yes. So he's forensic science. And then we have Jade, my precious baby Jade. Jade is number 7 out of the group.
Okay.
And she's special because the number 7 means completion, and she totally completes our family. I'm so excited that she decided to go to Winston-Salem State University, HBCU love, right?
Yes.
HBCU pride. And she's in school studying to become a psychology major. In addition, she has her own business. She graduated at 16 from high school,
Wow.
right?
Yes. Woo.
Graduated early at 16 during a pandemic, in the middle of a pandemic, might I add, right? Okay. That takes clear determination and focus.
Absolutely.
But I will brag on her just 2 minutes more, because upon graduating high school, she decided that she wanted to do hair. She has an entrepreneurial spirit. She said, "Hey, Mom, I would love to go to hair school." And I'm like, "You just graduated high school. You're going to college, and you want to take on the responsibility of going to hair school?" Started going to hair school, finished her natural hair license, drove back and forth from Winston-Salem State University to Charlotte, North Carolina, to the Doobie Shop School of Cosmetology.
Okay.
Obtained her natural hair license, and we are literally looking for a building for her right now for her to launch her hair salon. So
that is amazing.
That is all about the children, and they are my why.
And they have your entrepreneurial spirit. I've met your daughter. She has that great just joy and just that beautiful calming spirit that you have as well. So I know that all the accomplishments that you've attained, you've had to go through some trials and tribulations to get there.
Yes.
And this is why I chose you to come here and talk to us about perseverance. Poet Victor Hugo once said that perseverance is the secret to all triumphs. What is perseverance? According to the Oxford Dictionary, perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. But what does that mean in practical terms? For gold diggers like you and me, and definitely Tish and her children, it means keeping at it no matter what happens. So we'll get into our discussion on perseverance after this quick break. Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. And those streaming live through free TuneIn Radio app and through iHeartRadio, you're listening to Goal Diggin with Dagmar, and I'm your host, Dagmar Demore. You can connect with me on Facebook as Dagmar Demore Realtor, on Instagram at Your Carolina's Agent, and on the web at yourcarolinasagent.com. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing perseverance with Tish McIver, Mary Kay's sales director. Tish, you aren't looking to push harder, you're looking to push smarter. What does perseverance mean to you?
When I think about the word perseverance, it means even if you get knocked down and you're looking up, if you're looking up, you can get up. And perseverance to me, it just means that you're going to continue to persist. And it just means to keep going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. When I think about the Energizer Bunny, that bunny just keeps going and going and going. And if you're a person who truly understands what perseverance means, it means you do understand that you're going to get knocked down. But like I said, if you can look up, you can get up. You have to continue to persevere no matter what.
That's a good definition. So have you encountered a big disappointment that you found hard to take? And what exactly did you find difficult about it? And how did you solve that problem?
Oh my goodness, that's a great question. One of the things I'm thinking about right now that comes to hand is just making sure that when you're in corporate America, it's a thing in corporate where it's about profits and losses. In Mary Kay, it's about the P&L stands for people in love. So one thing that I've had to bounce back from, you talk about bounce back ability and perseverance. A lot of times as an entrepreneur, you throw your everything into your business. Yes. Energy is everything, even in sales, right? You're not buying my product until I'm selling myself. So with being a mom of 7, having a husband, full-time mom, full-time soccer mom, football mom,
Wow.
full-time student, full-time employee. Because in addition to my Mary Kay business, I was actually working a full-time job. One of the things that I had to make sure that I did is I wouldn't go to work for Joe Blow for 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week and not work for myself. So that took a certain kind of threshold. And you have to balance. In my book that I actually wrote, as an author, I realized that women needed to understand what my secret sauce was. So I put it in the book, and it's called Beyond the Makeup. It's kind of like when you go beyond the veil. And in the book, I talk about what it means not just to balance, but to center. And for me, God is my center. So anytime I'm swaying to the left or swaying to the right, I have to go back and I have to center. As God is my center, I understand that I can persevere and get through anything. One of the challenges that I've had to face as an entrepreneur is the pandemic.
Yes.
We all did, right?
Yes.
To your question, what have I had to persevere through? All of us had to pivot and navigate through the pandemic. And for purposes for the show, I'm going to keep it the pandemic. But 2 years ago, I was calling it the plandemic. But during the pandemic, it allowed me as an entrepreneur to understand what I needed to cut, what I needed to increase on, how my children could be more effective working in my business. Because if many people don't realize, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep of what you make. And having a home-based business, it allowed me to shelter some of my income. And we all were in the house instead of going stir crazy. I think our children became very creative. They came up with their own businesses. So we all persevered through that. And that was one of the challenges, not even 2 years ago, that we all had to persevere as a family and get through.
That's great. And you amass multiple accolades. It is so many. And I hope that I did you justice in your bio. So it's win after win or goal after goal. And this is something that you're instilling in your children as well. And I'm sure your husband carries that same drive and motivation as you do. Is there anything in your life where you felt that you didn't persevere long enough, that you gave up too soon?
Great question. You know, one of the things that I try to do is go through life without any regrets. But I will honestly tell you, not pursuing things earlier. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Life happens to everybody, right? Sometimes you will get the wind knocked from out of your body, and literally you have to figure out how to bounce back and persevere. But when life happens, I waited 10 years to go back to school to get my first master's. And for me, my daughter Jasmine right now, she graduated with her undergraduate degrees, and I talked about her earning both of her degrees and going right into her program. That's one of the things that I think I should have done, but because I wanted to start my family, and you heard how many children we have, so we have a huge family. Because I wanted to start my family, I think if I could have a do-over, I would have gone straight through school, got all the education. I tell my children, you know, going to college is not for the weak or the meek, but it's for someone who understands you don't go to college to get a good job. That's really a misnomer, right? You go to college to get your education. And with your education, then you'll be able to pursue the type of career that you're looking for. Even if entrepreneurship is on the table, you still have to go so that way you're able to adapt, because all college is, to me, is about navigating and adapting. And I wish I would have been able to adapt a lot quicker. And I'm saying that because I guess I became a professional student, because after I earned my first master's, guess what Tish did? She wanted to go back to school and got a second one. And this is the first time that I've told anybody. So I hope it's okay to break it to you on your show.
Oh, absolutely. We love it.
I actually am in school right now pursuing my PhD. So
that is amazing.
You can add Dr. McIver to the accolades.
Yes, I can't wait
finish.
to do that. Yes.
Thank
What will
you.
you be studying?
So I am doing counseling in family practice. I want to do family medicine and healthcare. So it's a doctorate in healthcare and family practice.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna bring it back, and we're gonna talk more about that.
Okay.
Yes. And we'll talk about, you know, the success that you have in that. And that's amazing to me. And I do share with you. So I persevered through a lot of things. And if you saw my first show, I talk about failing forward and my daughter and I being homeless at one point. And the one thing that I don't have the regret, but it took me 20 years to finish my last semester
Oh,
in
yes,
college.
I remember you talked to me about that. Congratulations.
But, we serve as a role model to our children
Absolutely.
to continually pursue our goals, no matter how long it takes. And I admire that in you a lot. How do you retain your faith in your approach? I know you said God, definitely. But can you elaborate on that? So everything is hard and nothing is easy
Right.
to attain. Nothing is easy to accomplish. So how do you keep that faith as you go on?
Well, everything is hard, like you said, and you just have to pick your hard, right? Being broke is hard. Some people think being a millionaire, becoming a millionaire is hard. I would like to say when you make your first 100,000, and you know this because you're a successful woman, making your first 100,000 probably is the hardest, because after that, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 is probably the same effort, just a little bit more. But for the question that you ask, I will say what keeps me in alignment is just knowing what my assignment is, right? Everybody was created to do something in the earth. And I do understand with fulfilling my purpose, I had a chance when I was a senior in college to go and study abroad in San Jose, Costa Rica. And
like Costa Rica.
It's beautiful, right? It's such a wonderful country. Pura la vida, that's what they say, like pure life. You got to have fun with life. And one of the things I take pride in is having fun. I don't like not to have fun. So everything that I do is about fun. It's about living your best life. I think, who was the guy who came up with that song?
Lil Duval.
Lil Duval.
Yes.
That's it, right? He can coin that phrase or that saying, because living your best life, it just means what's your best life for you is totally different from me. But I actually studied abroad. And once I came back to America, it taught me how to live in a foreign land. I know the Bible speaks of sometimes you have to go away from your kinfolk, because I was just so used to having my people there for me. But being a college student, being a broke college student, let me just emphasize broke, okay? Broke. Being a broke college student, you have to learn how to live off the land. You have to learn how to be very resourceful. And I was exposed to cultural diversification at a very, very early age. And what it taught me is that you have to make sure that you understand your needs and your wants, right? And I still have some issue with that, right? Because as an adult woman, I need to have a good core group.
Yes.
Goal friends is what I call them.
Yes.
I need to have goal friends around me. And a goal friend can be a girlfriend or a guy friend, but it's someone who holds you accountable to make sure you're achieving your goals. So when I think about what centers me, it's having a core group of goal friends around me, having people who love me unconditionally, right? You want to go where you're celebrated and not tolerated.
Absolutely.
My faith is very strong. I love the fact that I can get in my Bible and just read, and whatever's applicable, I may be searching something and that word just jumps up off the pages to me. And I understand that is God showing me that I'm allowing you to see this, daughter, so it can apply to your story, right? Because everybody has a story. Yes. Everybody has a story. So I thank you for allowing me to come on your platform so that I can share my story, just a piece of my story.
And I appreciate you being here. We'll take some time to process everything that you've said and take a few minutes for a commercial break. Welcome back. We're wrapping up our discussion on perseverance with Tish McIver, Mary Kay's sales director. Tish, what advice can you give others about persevering?
I'm so glad you asked. I would like to share, when you are a person who understands you may have to risk it all, and you understand what that looks like. You are a serial entrepreneur, the best in the market when it comes to real estate and just doing what you do, right? And most times people say you got to stay in your lane. Well, guess what? Even if that lane you feel is not for you, the best advice I can say to someone or give someone is to create your own lane.
I like that.
Be able to risk it all. What is fear costing you? So many times fear stifles us and we go through analysis paralysis, right?
Correct.
We're paralyzed by the fact that what does it look like if I become the first millionaire in the family? What does it look like if you don't? We talk about legacy. We talk about breaking generational curses. The best advice I can give someone is the same energy that it takes to have fear is the same energy that it takes to have faith, right? And faith and fear can't coincide in the same place, right? So that's another piece of advice that I would give someone. And then lastly, stop making excuses, because excuses are really just a sexy Band-Aid for becoming a victim, right? It's just a sexy Band-Aid for a victim.
I never heard it put that way.
And I just say, don't make excuses, right? So if you don't make excuses, you won't take excuses.
That's profound.
Yes. And I think lastly, when people ask you about your character, we're going to go through some character building moments. That's an opportunity for you to tell your story. Thank you for allowing me to come on this platform and tell my story. But when people ask me what I do, my advice is don't tell people what you do. Already have prepared, we call it a pitch, or your 30-second elevator speech, right? You could be in the elevator with the CEO of a phenomenal company, and you only have just a few moments to make a great first impression. So instead of telling them what you do, tell them about the results and how you get things done, and let them make a determination of what you can do, right?
Right.
So that's the best advice that I can give anybody.
Can you share your pitch with us?
Oh, you would ask me about that.
Give the listeners an example.
Okay, so when my feet hit the floor in the morning, I say, "Hi, I am that motivated and determined, mad about success, Tisha McIver, team builder my way to the top of Mary Kay. Too blessed to be depressed, doing my best, let my God do the rest. Can you get excited?"
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's about positive affirmations. So you just kind of make up a little diddly and you say that to yourself every day. When your feet hit the floor, speak positive affirmations over your life. And that way your day, you plan your day, and those things will gravitate towards you. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes absolute sense to me. And I love it. You're the best, Tish. I like you being here, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate your openness and you sharing with the audience.
Absolutely.
So tell me more about what you're working on. I'm glad that, first to break that you are pursuing your PhD. Yes. So that is an exclusive. That's a Goal Diggin with Dagmar exclusive.
It really is. I've told no one, right? Not my fans, not my followers, and not even my family. So you really have it going on. Like, you are really great at what you do. When you can pick and get the juice, you got the juice, right? So that's some juicy goodness. Some of the things I have going on, you inspire me, and you inspire a lot of people. And let me be the first to tell you, my daughter is an inspiration to me. Jade started a podcast during the pandemic, and for about a year, I have been contemplating, vacillating, going back and forth. Am I going to do it? So Tish Talk became a real thing, right? Even when I wrote the book, it was homework for you to fix you. And I talk about becoming a better you. So a Better You Institute. We're launching a Better You Institute in 2023. Get excited, right? Yes. A Better You in 2023. A Better You Institute, Tish Talk. That's going to be segments. I am coming to a podcast near you. Yes. And I would love for you to possibly become one of my guests on my show.
Oh, I would love to.
I would love to dig in, because you are just a phenomenal woman, right? You understand numbers. You understand what it takes to create wealth. You are a wealth magnet. You are a wealth magnet. You are totally I want to call it like a change agent. Although you're a real estate agent, you're a change agent. You're an agent for change. And I take pride in that too. So some of the things that we're going to be doing in 2023, I literally am looking to do a tour, right? A book signing tour. Would love to have you come with me. I know you have your book.
I have my books.
Plural. Books, right. Books. I said plural. It's a lot of books, right? As an author, we understand what that space looks like. Yes. So I am working on my second book as well.
Oh, great.
And I will give the information to your viewers and our followers, so that way they can contact me.
Yes,
I may be coming to a city near you. And I would just like to say that nothing is impossible. All things are possible, right? And once you believe in yourself and you believe in the miracles and everything that it takes for you to do what you need to do, then that's when you get the motivation. That's when you get the inspiration. Inspiration comes from within. Yes. The word, it means inspire, and that's an inward thing. Motivation, you can see things that are going on, taking place outside of yourself. But what matters is the person in the mirror. So if you feel comfortable with staring back at the woman and the man in the mirror and that image that's looking back at you, if you're not where you want to be, then get more inspiration, get more motivation. And the last thing I'll say is this. I'll be doing some symposiums and some workshops. And one of the major workshops that I want to talk about is that incubation stage, what it looks like when you are in an incubator as a child, when a mom has a baby and that baby is not well enough. She has to go or he has to be in an incubation. Sometimes God will allow us to go inside of an incubation.
Okay.
And that incubation brings on separation. And from separation, God allows impartation. And from that impartation, you'll get revelation. And then from the revelation, you'll be able to experience elevation.
Wow.
So those are some of the things that we're working on for 2023. Okay. And I'm excited about it.
I'm excited.
I am excited about it all.
I'm excited to watch it. So I can't even imagine you sharing that experience with me and bringing me on. It'll be on a whole different level. Please tell everyone how to get in touch with you or to keep up to date on these projects. And
absolutely. So my Facebook handle is Lakertisha Slade-McIver, and I'll spell that.
yes.
Lakertisha Slade, SLADE -McIver, MCIV as in Victor ER. That's Facebook. For IG, it's capital TISHA, Tisha Mac 7, and Mac is MAC. Tisha Mac 7. And for the website is beyondthemakeup.com. And you can go to Amazon and get my book. And yeah, just make sure you follow me, and that way you'll be able to stay in contact with me and all the projects that I'm working on for 2023.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. So your podcast is Tish Talks?
Yes.
It is out now?
It will be launching in January.
January
Okay, 1st,
great.
2023.
Great. Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you
me.
so
I
much.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Love.
Perseverance is our capacity to follow a goal or passion over the long term and persist when faced with challenges or disappointments. I leave you with these words from the astronaut Kalpana Chawla to start your week. The path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it, and the perseverance to follow it. I'm grateful to everyone that tuned in, both locally and beyond. Don't hesitate to contact me if you need help finding a realtor in your listing area. Get the best buying, selling, and real estate investment advice. Visit yourcarolinasagent.com. Continue to tune in every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Please remember to connect with me by going to goaldigginradio.com. Follow me on all the socials at Goal Diggin Radio, including YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to be a guest on the show or want to learn more about advertising and sponsorship opportunities, email media@goaldigginradio.com. Shout outs to Visual Vibes Media for producing the audio and video for the show. You've been listening to Goal Diggin with Dagmar, and I'm your host, Dagmar D'Amour, your Carolina's agent. Unlocking the home of your dreams on WDRB Media, the voice of the community, for double the information and inspiration. Until we speak next week.
What a night, what a night. Oh gosh, what a night. I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel